This is Just a Few Questions. Just a Few Questions. I'm your host, Marc Sims from Chicago, and I have Marcia Logan on the line. Marcia's, are you from Pennsylvania, right? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania?
I'm from Philadelphia, yes.
Are you in Philadelphia right now?
Yes, I am.
And we're going to talk about Bloomberg and Bernie Sanders. So you feeling the burn, right, Marcia Logan?
Uh,
Bernie Sanders, you're going to vote for him, right? I mean, is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania part of Super Tuesday? I don't even know. I don't,
I don't know what, it's a shame. I know South Carolina's first in the South because I used to work down there. But I don't think Pennsylvania is part of Super Tuesday. I don't think so.
Yeah, see, I'm not a real journalist. but I think here in Illinois we vote, I think the 16th or 17th. I think it's 17th, St. Patrick's Day. But the point is that, I'm going to vote no matter when see, that's part of the problem is that not just you. See, you and I just trying to glide into retirement. We're barely making.
I'm going to vote.
I know you. I'll vote by mail. I'm waiting for my ballot to come in the mail.
You do absentee?
No, now they call it vote by mail. You don't have to have no excuse. Just vote by mail here in Illinois.
Oh, really? But see, doesn't that? See, now you got the issue with did it get there?
Okay. When I vote electronically at the, does it get there? You know what I'm saying? Who knows, right? Come on, you know how it is. We just have to trust, okay? We can't even verify. We just have to trust.
But
what I'm saying, though, is that
process.
If the election was held today, who are you going to vote for?
Oh, God, I don't know. God.
Your vote? When you vote, go ahead.
The thing that makes it so bad is that I'm not thrilled with anyone. And I don't understand why we can't find anyone, 40 to 50-ish that's not staring at death. Why can't we find... There's no young, upcoming...
Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg.
I don't know anything about him.
I know, because you're overwhelmed with the travails of life, just like me.
But I know nothing about him. One thing I do know is that... See, this is going to get people upset.
Well, don't say it. Don't say it, please.
Okay,
don't go into the
say
stereotype.
it.
Don't say it. We know what you're going to say.
It's just that... I don't understand why certain people feel that they can do certain things that other people would never do. It would never be accepted if a husband and wife did that swapping spit.
Okay. Come on, Marcia. Come on.
Nobody kisses like that.
You're going. But you know what? You're going into.
It was just so unnecessary. We know you're gay. We know you love your mate. But what man and woman kiss like that on the podium?
All right. What I'm saying is that you're buying into the stereotype that older black people ain't feeling that gay thing.
It's not about feeling the gay thing. It's about why do you feel you have the right to overly be over, the whole public, over the top, affection. It's one thing to hug and do a little kiss, but it's the swapping spit that I'm expecting porno movies and a nice backdrop.
Right, okay, we gotta stop it.
No, I'm just saying it was just over the top.
I know.
And if a man and a woman would have done it, nobody would have liked it either. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to.
Right.
It's like we don't need proof that you're gay. We know that. It shouldn't be about that. It should be about the issues.
No.
And that's why I'm not happy with anyone, because when these debates happen, all they do is attack each other. And all that does to me is splinter the party.
I know.
I don't care. It shouldn't matter what you do when you get off that podium. What it should matter is, or what somebody else is doing or hasn't done. What are you going to do? And I don't know what any of them are going to do, because none of them deal with their own stuff. They're too busy throwing mud at each other. And I don't like. I've been turned off because of it. I don't. I worked. I don't know if you remember. I worked in the Capitol in Pennsylvania. So for a little while, I had to sit there because on all of our desks, you had to listen to committee. And it was like listening to kindergartners. That's all they do. They get in there and they fuss and they fight. And it's like, oh, my God, they make so much money, but they act like children who can't get along. And that's the way, all of them behaved in Charleston or wherever they were. And it was awful. It was embarrassing. It's like, and it made me just think, is this the best we have? This is the best? It's a shame, but I don't think any of them can beat Trump. I really don't. And I think, if that's your goal, we're losing. I don't understand why so many people have to still be running towards this office? Why can't they just pick somebody, one person, who will bring the party together and go for it?
Okay,
As
all
long
right,
as you
but
keep.
okay,
Huh?
let me stop you, please. Let me go back to the gay thing. There was a time where folks were shocked when they saw black folks kissing. Okay, in the movies, on the stage, or everything. Okay.
It's not that.
I know.
Like
I know.
said,
We let's not go back. We
Okay.
explained yourself. I'm just saying, so I don't get no hate mail. The point is that there's never going to be a perfect candidate. This is politics.
It's not about perfection. I don't know what any of
No,
you
it doesn't.
stand
Okay,
for.
it doesn't matter. If you don't know what they stand for, don't go home. Don't vote. Stay at home. It's
Of
not.
course I'm going to vote. And see, that's the problem. That's what black folks do. When we get frustrated, we won't vote. We'll just say
other
they're all
other
awful.
Americans do the same thing. Only half of Americans actually vote in the presidential election. Other Americans do the same thing. I understand. But what I'm
But we
saying
can't
though
do
is that
that.
what I'm saying is that you would agree, you and I, like a lot of Americans, are going to have to depend on our Uncle Sam for our very survival for the next 40 or 50 years of our life. Period. And do you think
45 said he's cutting everything. You're either going to be rich or poor.
I know, but what I'm saying, this is why I believe Bernie Sanders is winning primaries. And they're going to have to. That's what I think. Bloomberg is probably the only chance to get a centrist candidate, a Republican, if you will, a centrist candidate.
Two billionaires. I mean,
Well,
who can
well,
relate
Steyer's
to
a billionaire, but he's a little bit different than Bloomberg. But okay,
that? Who is?
Tom Steyer. Long story. Okay, I did.
Yeah, I know. But all he's done, because I know I have people in South Carolina. He was polling great there because he's spent a lot of money on advertisement, but nobody knows him.
Okay, but the thing about it is people don't have to know the candidates. They have to know what they want. As long as you know what you want, and you may not get everything you want, but you go on and vote anyway. This is how the game is played. Okay, so people have to understand that this country is moving to a more socialized, more socialism in this country.
And people, socialism now is what people used to call communist before.
Yeah.
Because
But the younger people don't care about them labels. They don't understand.
Oh yeah, young people don't.
Young
Yeah,
people
no.
don't. Oh no, they don't care about the old folks do, and they do vote. But the thing about it, I want some socialism. I want my Medicare, Medicaid. Don't pay for everything. If I was a veteran, I want my VA, and if I wanted a house, I want some what they call I want some government to back my loan. And if Elon Musk, a lot of companies get subsidies and tax breaks, so there's all kind of.
They
that's
all
right.
get subsidies, all of them.
That's right.
That's where the real welfare is these corporate companies who, they don't have to.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Listen, I'm going to be
They don't have any
quiet.
risk at all.
I'm going to be quiet for the last few minutes and ask you. You're in Philadelphia. You're in Pennsylvania. How do you get the Pennsylvanians to come out and vote? So you first vote in the primary and in the general in November. So Pennsylvania goes in the Democratic category.
God. I don't know. I don't know. Pennsylvania is a very, with the exception of Philadelphia and a pocket of Pittsburgh, it's Alabama. It really is. And, we've got all these very conservative. It's a very conservative state. You wouldn't know it by the city in which I live, but it is. And most of the time, this is a conservative. I don't know. It would have to be something. I don't know.
What I'm saying
I
is
think
that
people are so. They're so. They don't have any faith anymore in anyone, and I don't know. I think the only way you get people to vote here is they're voting against, as opposed to for someone. So, if you can find a common enemy, which I thought we had in 45, they'll come out. But a lot of people will get frustrated because there's no real, like I said, there's nobody on the other side that is galvanized. It doesn't. Nobody's excited about anyone. There's nobody that I think can beat 45. I really don't, because 45 has a loyal base, and they're going to come out hell or high water.
Marcia Logan, he's going to be. I could be wrong, but I think he's going to be beat in November. But the key is the people of color coming out to vote for a Democratic candidate. Obama would never have been president if he got the lion's share, the majority of the people of color vote. period. Majority of white people are conservative. They're going to vote for 45. That's just how it is. This is a total race thing. This is some good white folks in the Democratic Party, and not to say that the Republicans are all bad. They ain't bad. I ain't saying they bad white folks, but they're conservative because they want to keep things as it is. So this is what we up against. So we're the same problem in Chicago. People are hopeless. They beat down. They think, well, we've had Obama's president for 8 years. My life ain't really improved, so why should I even bother to vote?
And that's the way they feel. They feel like it's not a game in which they matter. Just like, didn't Hillary get the popular vote, but she lost the Electoral College, and people just, people just don't believe in the system anymore. And with 45 wanting to cut everything. And another thing, see, 45 is acting like he's a dictator. And you talk about the Republicans, nobody has the balls to stand up to him. They treat him like he's a dictator. Nobody says, you're a public servant. You're supposed to be servicing the people, not doing what you want to do willy-nilly. And that's what, nobody's stopping him. Nobody is when the little guy sees that, that 45 is just unstoppable. He can do anything he wants.
Okay, we bought into the propaganda that he is. You know that we've bought into it. Most Americans have bought it. Is he unstoppable? It doesn't really. If the people come out to vote, it's over. It's just that simple. But whether it's Trump or the Russians, anybody, they want you to stay home. It doesn't. You're voting for yourself. They're
voting against 45.
Well, yeah, vote for yourself. Vote for some dignity. You know what I'm saying? Because for some people, the only voice the little voice they have is that little vote. And if you think that's not much, well, it is over. It is over. I mean, really over. And people don't understand they don't understand.
Look at what he's done. It's just usurped.
Yeah, but the people, they weren't taught civics. They weren't taught history. Most people don't understand how this is. They just have no clue.
Yeah, but they understand what a dictator is.
No.
They understand
The point is that
there should be some system of checks and balances that don't seem to apply to him.
The point is that
he's sitting here pardoning people, criminals.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wait. The point is that whether you win or lose, you have to play the game. I mean, some games I haven't played, and guess what? When I didn't play the game, guess what? I lost. And you can play the game, and you can still lose. But I think you're better off in some context. Go on and vote. It's your one little vote. Go on and register. Everybody's not going to do it. I know it. And go on and vote. Have some self-respect. That's why I vote.
There are 400,000 unregistered voters in South Carolina alone. 400,000 unregistered black voters.
And most of them they're not registered because they're afraid they're going to be called into jury duty. I'm telling you that right now. Number one reason.
Well, that's the same thing.
Jury duty, they had.
I have a cousin who proudly said to me, I've never been called for jury duty. And I'm like, do you know what you just told me? You don't vote.
And some people don't vote because they don't be called for jury duty, which I understand. I've been on a jury. I've been there.
Look,
I've been there.
But the point is the only name they have.
And some people don't register to vote because they got something to hide, and they think the government's going to track them down faster if they register to vote.
Yeah, well, all those excuses are all well and good.
And this is why we are in the position we are today.
Exactly. That's exactly why.
I got 1 minute.
But again,
I got 1 minute.
we treat our politicians like celebrities instead of public servants. Why do they have drivers? Why do they? I mean,
I know we're going far afield, but that's for another podcast. I bring you back next week.
But you can't even talk to them. If they walking down the street, they've got gatekeepers. Okay. It's like, you got to be kidding me.
Okay,
and
so
then, where else can you work 4 years and get a pension for life?
Marcia, that's another podcast. Who you gonna vote for? If the election was held today, who you gonna vote for in the Democratic primary? Who's gonna vote? I don't know either. Right now, it's probably gonna be Bernie because I'm gonna go with the flow.
Yeah, it will probably be Bernie because of Jim Clyburn.
Right, and
I'm
also
following Jim's lead.
I know. Also, but the thing also is that Bloomberg may win.
Bernie. You know what?
No, wait.
Clyburn.
I know
he went behind
Biden. Yeah, I'm talking about Philadelphia, not South Carolina. Well, I'm saying, but Bloomberg still has a slim shot because he got $60 billion. He's gonna spend about 4 or 5 of it. You know
he's paying people $2,500.
I'm about to get in that Bloomberg line.
I was about to say, you'd be a fool. You sitting here broke, and you're not gonna take that money.
Okay,
I can't get mad at people who can't pay their bills if they're gonna
Marcia,
work for. I mean, I can't get mad at them.
We did 15 minutes, so they're gonna shut me down. So I'll have you back next week to let it all out. Okay.
Thank you.